Okay, so get this. Imagine you're scrolling, you know how it is, scrolling through
Mm.
Instagram,
Yep.
and you see an ad for a golf head cover. All right, fine. Nothing unusual there, right?
Right.
But if achy, this head cover, it claims it can, get this, improve your game by making you smile.
Hold on. A smiling head cover. That's what's going to help me shave strokes off my score.
That's the claim. And we had to check this out for our listeners because this isn't just some, like, off-brand thing. We're talking about Madson Golf's Happy Smile Emoji Driver head covers.
I've seen those.
Yeah, they're everywhere right now. And their whole shtick is that a happy golfer, someone who's smiling, is going to be a better golfer.
Interesting. There's actually some science behind that, the connection between smiling and your brain.
See, this is what we're here for. We got to unpack this. But before we get all sciencey, let's break down what Madson Golf is actually saying in their ads.
Oh, yeah, they don't exactly hold back on the marketing, do they?
Not at all. So their Instagram ad is like a textbook case, right?
For sure. First thing you see, bam, #1 best-selling.
Classic. Plays on that fear of missing out.
Exactly. You see that and you're thinking, well, everyone else is buying it, so it must be good.
Social proof is powerful. Okay, so they've hooked you with that. Then what?
Then they pile on the benefits. Mood boosting, this exclusive magnet technology so you won't lose it, which honestly,
Do people really lose their head covers that often?
apparently.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just clever marketing. Anyway, then of course there's the whole fun, vibrant design
It's
thing.
an emoji. It's inherently fun.
Exactly. And to top it all off, they create that sense of urgency. Limited stock. Get it before your next tee time. It's a well-oiled machine designed to get you to click buy now.
They are good at the marketing, but they do try to back it up with a little science.
Yeah.
They mentioned that smiling releases, what are they called? Endorphins.
Close. Those are released with exercise. They're talking about dopamine and serotonin. Basically, your brain's feel-good chemicals.
Okay, so if I grin like an idiot right now, I'm going to get a hit of this dopamine.
Pretty much. Your brain interprets it as a sign that things are good, even if you're faking it.
That's both amazing and kind of terrifying.
Right. But the cool thing is, it can actually have a lasting impact. Like, these chemicals, they can actually reduce stress and boost your mood overall. Think about how you feel after a good laugh that's dopamine and serotonin at work.
Okay, that makes sense. But we're talking about golf here. So how does a happier, more relaxed golfer actually translate to a better golfer?
Yeah.
That's the question, right?
Exactly. And that's where things get really interesting. Well, think about it this way. When you're less stressed, you're more relaxed, right? And you're more focused. You're able to think clearly when it matters, like under pressure.
And we all know how important that is in golf.
Yeah.
Right? Golf is
Huge.
like
Yeah.
almost all mental.
Oh, absolutely. And especially when you're, staring down a tough shot or you're trying to close out a close match, being in the right headspace can make all the difference.
Totally. And you know what I found interesting is that Madson Golf, they don't just rely on these vague marketing claims about happiness.
Mhm.
They actually bring up some studies in their product description.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, to back up their, back up these ideas.
Yeah. It shows they've done their research at least a little bit.
Exactly. Are these studies legit, though, is the question.
Yeah, they are real studies, which is always a good starting point. One that caught my eye, it looked at emotional control and how it relates to golf performance. And basically they found that the golfers who were better at managing their negative emotions, like getting frustrated after a bad shot, they actually ended up playing better overall.
Makes sense if you think about it, because golf is such a mental game. If you let one bad shot or one bad bounce just completely throw you off, you're done.
Exactly. It's all about resilience. And while the study didn't look at smiling directly, it definitely supports this idea that your mindset, having a positive outlook, that's a big deal for playing your best.
So it's not just about avoiding negativity, but actually cultivating a positive mindset.
Right. And it's funny, they actually highlight another study that I found pretty fascinating, and it focuses on this connection between smiling and relaxation,
Oh,
how that can actually improve your fine motor skills.
interesting, because we all know how important those tiny little movements are in golf.
Oh, yeah. The difference between a birdie putt and a three putt can be millimeters.
Exactly, and it all comes down to those fine motor skills.
Absolutely. Now, this particular study, it wasn't specifically about golf, I will say that.
Okay.
But the findings are still relevant. What they found was that even a forced smile, if you just make yourself smile,
Yeah.
it can actually lead to these physiological changes that make you more relaxed, and that can actually improve your dexterity.
So you're telling me if I'm standing over a putt and I'm feeling the pressure, if I just crack a little smile,
It's a little grin.
it might actually help me sink it.
It's a possibility, and it all comes back to that mind-body connection, right? Our thoughts and our emotions, they have a real impact on how we perform physically.
It's wild when you think about it. So it sounds like Madson Golf might be onto something here, but are they maybe overselling it a little bit? I mean, is a smile really the secret to shaving strokes off your handicap?
Well, if it were that easy, right, everyone would be sporting a grin on the course and shooting par.
Right. It's not quite as simple as slapping on a happy face and boom, you're the next Tiger Woods.
Yeah, it wasn't my swing coach. It was this emoji head cover.
Exactly. But I do think, it's easy to maybe make fun of it, but I think Madson Golf is onto something here with this whole idea.
Okay, I'm listening. It's like, think of it as a visual cue, right? It's this fun little reminder that, hey, a positive mindset, it can actually make a difference in how you play.
So it's not so much about the head cover itself, but the idea behind it.
Yeah. Like golf is serious, we all know that, but sometimes we take it way too seriously, and this head cover is like a little nudge to be like, hey, lighten up, have some fun out there.
Right, because golf is as much a mental game as it is physical, like we were saying.
Absolutely. And this head cover, it's like having a buddy there with you, giving you this little encouraging grin even when you're about to shank one into the trees.
I like it. So for our listeners out there, what's the verdict? Should they be adding this emoji head cover to their bag?
Here's my take. If you think it's fun, if you think it'll lighten up your game a bit, remind you to not take things too seriously, then go for it.
Yeah, it's definitely a conversation starter on the course.
For sure. But, I mean, if you're really looking for that quick fix to lower your score, maybe stick with the lessons and practice for now.
Can't hurt. All right, so it turns out a simple golf head cover can spark a pretty deep conversation about the power of the mind in golf.
Who knew?
This is what we love to do. But until next time, remember, a little smile on the course. Even if it's just you trying to prove us wrong, it couldn't hurt, right?
Exactly.
Thanks for diving in with us. We'll catch you on the next one.